You plan to sue Blake Lively?
Absolutely.
I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan.
Hey y'all, it's Madison here, back with some scorching hot Hollywood legal drama that's juicier than a summer blockbuster. And trust me, this one makes your average celebrity feud look like a kindergarten sandbox stat. Because guess what? We've got Blake Lively duking it out with Justin Baldoni in federal court, Justin firing back with a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times, and a whole bunch of A-listers lurking in the background. Ryan Reynolds, I see you. Trying not to get dragged into the fray. Get your popcorn and your comfy chair because this saga has more twists than a roller coaster. Before we launch into the full-blown madness, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell because you know I'll be back with the next meltdown as soon as it happens.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan.
All right, let's strap in and unravel the wild ride that is the Blake Lively is Justin Baldoni fiasco. So picture it. You're scrolling through your usual morning feeds, expecting the standard Hollywood fluff, who wore what, who tweeted something shady, maybe a baby announcement. Then bam, you see the headline. Blake Lively sues Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment and emotional distress. Cue the record scratch because we did not see that one coming. Now, if you didn't already know, these two star in the upcoming film adaptation of It Ends With Us. Blake, who's got that golden girl aura, and Justin, who's basically the poster child for positivity if you've ever caught his interviews or read his social media. So how on earth did these two end up in a legal free-for-all? Turns out Blake claims Justin created a toxic environment on set, one that went way beyond mere awkward jokes or moody actor vibes. We're talking allegations of sexual harassment, emotional manipulation, the whole 9 yards. If that wasn't enough to make your jaw drop, Justin's response was a lawsuit of his own, this time aimed at the New York Times for $250 million. Like, did they misspell his name in a review or what? Let's break it down.
I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour because I wasn't allowed to be seen.
Blake dropped a legal bombshell claiming Justin harassed her on set and caused her severe emotional distress. Among her allegations are claims of inappropriate comments and behavior that supposedly went on for months. She's seeking damages, though the exact figure is hush-hush, and an official statement condemning Justin's actions. Apparently, the Times published an expose about the on-set drama, painting Justin as the villain of the story. He says that article was defamatory, loaded with false accusations, and orchestrated to ruin his rep and maybe his box office bankability too. So he's retaliating with a $250 million lawsuit, accusing them of fabricating facts and refusing to correct the record. That's a lot of zeros, folks, like new private island money. Where does all this leave us? In the middle of a Hollywood hailstorm. That's where. Now, we can't talk about Blake Lively without mentioning her hubby, Ryan Reynolds, the ultimate king of snarky tweets. Ordinarily, Ryan can't resist a good social media jab. The man single-handedly turned the Deadpool Twitter feed into comedic gold. But in the face of these allegations, radio silence. He's been spotted out and about, of course, sometimes with that trademark grin, but not a peep about his wife's lawsuit. The fans are screaming, "Ryan, say something." Meanwhile, the man's probably at home sipping aviation gin and thinking, not my circus, not my monkeys. Except, oh, it is his circus, and those are definitely his monkeys, because whenever Blake's name trends, Ryan's name isn't too far behind. Remember how we all thought this would be a simple case of she said, he said? Oh no. Justin's legal team came prepared like it's the final round of a heavyweight match.
It's the one case we're going to put every single text message, every single document, everything on a website for everyone in the public to read, come to their own conclusions, and they can determine whether or not there was sexual harassment here, there was a smear campaign, or there was retaliation, because we have proof and receipts that absolutely and unequivocally show this is not true.
They're brandishing their text message threads that show Blake praising Justin for his on-set professionalism, describing him as easy to work with and super supportive. Meanwhile, she's claiming harassment behind the scenes. Did her perspective change overnight, or was she playing nice in texts while stewing in private? There's allegedly video of Blake and Justin on set the exact day she says she felt sickened and terrorized by his presence. Except the footage, according to Justin's camp, shows them laughing and sipping coffee together like old pals. Uh-oh. Talk about conflicting narratives. One bombshell is that on a day Blake cites as one of the worst incidents of harassment, she was apparently spotted sunbathing in the Bahamas with Ryan Reynolds. So either she teleported back and forth between Paradise and set, or somebody got their dates mixed up. This timeline fiasco is fueling rumors that maybe the lawsuit isn't as rock solid as it seems. Justin's team is basically telling the world, hey, there's a paper trail here, and it does not match Blake's story.
Do you plan to sue Blake Lively?
Absolutely.
What, could have been one of the most beautiful nights of my life career-wise. I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour because I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast. So they ushered me off the carpet and they sent us down to the basement. We were down there together, my friends and family, the people that love me the most, and we start laughing because of the ridiculousness of this whole thing. And I realized, on a night that was supposed to be so materialistically joyful, I was in the basement with the people that I love the most, and we were all joyful and laughing. Because none of that matters. None of it. That's not why we're in the business. That's not why the three of us are in this business, is to attend a premiere like that and be celebrated. We're in this business because we're artists and we believe in what we do, and because we want to create art that touches people's hearts and souls and can move people. And that's what we did. That's what you both did. And I believe that will follow each of us, and that truth will prevail, and that light and love will win.
On the flip side, Blake's squad says this is classic gaslighting, an attempt to overshadow serious allegations with out-of-context videos and cherry-picked texts. Who's right? That's for the courts and maybe the tabloids to decide. In typical Hollywood scandal fashion, you'd expect Blake's A-list buddies to rally around her. Maybe a heartfelt Instagram post from Taylor Swift or a comedic jab from Anna Kendrick. But so far, we've got crickets. The silence is deafening. Taylor Swift, not a lyric or cryptic social media post in sight. And T-Swift is the queen of turning drama into chart-topping hits. The fact that she hasn't even thrown a subtle shade lyric has people asking, does she know something we don't? Ryan Reynolds already covered that he's in stealth mode. As for the It Ends With Us co-stars, folks who shared the screen with Blake and Justin have either gone underground or turned into ghost emojis. Usually, you'd see them picking sides or issuing statements about how the set was totally professional or a nightmare. Instead, total radio silence. It's like they all got an email from the studio that said, do not comment, and they're following it to the letter. But here's the kicker. Some crew members are leaking hints that Justin was an absolute gem on set, always polite, always mindful of boundaries. Are these legit testimonies, or is Justin's PR machine in overdrive? That's the burning question.
It's the one case we're going to put every single text message, every single document, everything on a website for everyone in the public to read.
Hollywood loves a good ulterior motive story, and this fiasco has one. The rumor mill says Blake was aiming for an executive producer credit on It Ends With Us. She allegedly wanted a bigger say in how the film was shaping up, creative decisions, budget, the works, but the production team gave her a polite, no thanks. Suddenly, word of these harassment allegations hits the tabloids. Coincidence or cunning power play? Depends on which side of the fence you're on. One camp believes Blake's lawsuit might be a strategic nuke to regain leverage. The other side sees it as a legit outcry from someone who felt unheard and disrespected. The truth? That's locked behind closed court doors for now. Now, let's talk about the massive legal Hail Mary, Justin's $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times. It's not every day you see a Hollywood actor go after a major publication with that many zeros attached. The suit claims the Times published defamatory falsehoods about him, painting him as a serial harasser who's torpedoing production budgets with reckless behavior. Why such a big figure? Well, $250 million grabs headlines for starters. Secondly, if Justin can prove that the article severely damaged his reputation and future earning potential, the payout could be colossal.
She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast. So they ushered me off the carpet and they sent us down to the basement. We were down there together, my friends and family, the people that love me the most, and we start laughing because of the ridiculousness.
But defamation cases are notoriously tricky, especially against the press. The Times is no lightweight. They've got teams of lawyers who eat defamation suits for breakfast. So the question is, does Justin have the smoking gun to show the article was reckless, malicious, or both? We all know how these high-profile showdowns go. There's the legal battle that unfolds in the courtroom with motions, depositions, and evidence. Then there's the real battle, the one fought in headlines, social media threads, and paparazzi shots. For Blake and Justin, public perception is everything. If the public turns against one of them, that's half the war lost. Blake's brand, the relatable but glamorous actress next door who married the snarkiest guy in Hollywood. Justin's brand, the earnest motivational speaker type who tries to bring positivity to film and TV sets. A scandal like this could tank either of their images, or both. Meanwhile, the New York Times is presumably standing by their reporting, but if they lose, that's $1 million black eye. Here's where it gets interesting. Ryan Reynolds might become a star witness or at least a major figure in these proceedings. If Blake claims she confided in him about Justin's alleged harassment, then Ryan's knowledge could be crucial, assuming the judge allows spousal testimony. On the flip side, if Justin can prove that Ryan was aware the timeline didn't match or that the allegations were overblown, that's big news too. Imagine Ryan having to spill personal details or reveal text exchanges in front of the world. Talk about uncomfortable. For a guy who's used to comedic roasts, a real-life legal cross-examination is no joke. In the wake of these lawsuits, Tinseltown is in meltdown mode. Agents are telling their clients to keep quiet. Producers are worried about the film's box office potential. Some insiders think the entire It Ends With Us project might go straight to streaming or face indefinite delays. Because let's be real, it's tough to market a romantic drama when the leads are at each other's throats in federal court. And the gossip? It's on overdrive. Some are whispering that Blake might settle out of court if she gets that executive producer credit back on the table with a healthy side of hush money. Others claim Justin would rather burn the whole operation down than pay a dime if he feels wrongly accused. Meanwhile, certain cynics suspect that, hey, maybe this is all orchestrated for publicity. Hollywood's pulled bigger stunts before, though these allegations are pretty serious, to be just a marketing ploy. Predictably, fans are taking sides. Team Blake. These folks believe women first, pointing out that harassment often goes unreported, and when it is reported, it's easy for the accused to spin the narrative. They see Justin's video and text receipts as manipulative or taken out of context. Team Justin, people here see the timeline discrepancies as major red flags. They're convinced Justin's being railroaded by a big star who's using the media to her advantage. They also question why so many coworkers remain silent or are quietly voicing support for Justin.
Come to their own conclusions, and they can determine whether or not there was sexual harassment here, there was a smear campaign, or there was retaliation, because we have proof and receipts that absolutely and unequivocally show this is not true.
In the midst of this fan war, you've got neutral onlookers who think the truth is somewhere in the messy middle, or that both sides might be stretching facts to suit their own agendas. So how could this all end? If both parties want to avoid a drawn-out trial, they might settle behind closed doors. That usually involves a confidential payout and some kind of public statement. But with allegations this severe, who's gonna blink first? If either side decides to go the distance, we could see a media circus with daily bombshells from the witness stand. That might also mean more receipts hitting the public record, some of which could be embarrassing or career-ruining. This might just be the tip of the legal iceberg. If new evidence surfaces or if other people come forward, maybe other alleged victims or defenders, we could see a chain reaction of lawsuits. Reconciliation. Hey, stranger things have happened in Hollywood. Maybe they'll bury the hatchet, do a teary joint interview, and vow to raise awareness for whatever they were fighting about. But right now, that seems about as likely as a snowstorm in Malibu. Let's face it, celebrity drama is nothing new, but this case hits all the right or wrong notes to capture our collective attention. Female stars, male co-stars. In the era of Me Too and Time's Up, harassment allegations carry extra weight. Massive lawsuit, a $250 million suit against the New York Times is no casual lawsuit. That's a serious flex. Potential career fallout. Both Blake and Justin have squeaky clean images, or did. This could redefine how Hollywood sees them. The next few months or even years will be a roller coaster of motions, depositions, and possibly leaked court documents. Will Blake's claims hold up under scrutiny? Will Justin prove the press slandered him? And what about Ryan Reynolds? Will he jump into the ring or stay sipping his gin on the sidelines? But now we're all just waiting for the next twist. Will more texts emerge? Will a co-star break their silence? Will the Times stand firm, or will they print a retraction? In a scandal this big, you can bet new details will keep spilling. Until then, I'll be right here refreshing my feeds for every development, and you should too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when another bombshell drops. Trust me, in a town where news breaks faster than a Hollywood marriage, you want to be looped in ASAP. I'm Madison Starr, signing off with one last piece of advice. Never say it can't get any crazier, because in Hollywood, it always can. Stay messy, stay blessed, and get ready for more drama, babes, because if you thought this was peak chaos, just wait until the court dates roll around. Something tells me we're only at the intermission of this epic show.